Creative Commons, creativity in bloom. Most human endeavors, at least those with any lasting impact, begin as ideas spring forth, and with a little nurturing and a lot of luck, they begin to grow and gain significance until blooming beautifully. The growth of Creative Commons into the massive group it is today follows that blueprint. Why share our art and our work? Human beings in general fundamentally enjoy sharing, despite what parents of 3-year-olds might say. We enjoy and are energized by interchanges with others. The exchange of ideas and dreams can have an enormous importance to us. As an artist, Creative Commons enjoys a simplified distribution with the bonus of required attribution. For an educator might allow the reuse and adaptation of their work for different learning styles. As human beings, of course, we want to express ourselves generously. The 1960s in the United States were a time of big ideas and big social change. The freedom culture movement is rooted here. In fact, freedomdefined.org suggests to ensure the graceful functioning of this ecosystem, works of authorship should be free. And by freedom, they meant the freedom to use work and enjoy the benefits of using it, the freedom to study work and to apply knowledge acquired from it, the freedom of adaptation, the freedom of information and expression. Stuart Brand, founder of the Whole Earth Catalog, promulgated that growing technological changes could mean governments might very well limit access to information. Information wants to be free. This is yet another shift in culture. In 1998, the United States Congress passed the Sonny Bono Copyright Term Extension Act. This law extended copyright protections for an additional 20 years, for a total of 70 years after a creator's death. Big corporations lobbied for the passage of the law, so much so that it was actually nicknamed the Mickey Mouse Protection Act. Lawyer and activist Lawrence Lessig argued that this particular long term like that 70 years, prevented cultural production, knowledge sharing, and technological innovation. And it restricted that to only private interests as opposed to the public good. In 1999, Lessig challenged the Bono Act, taking the case to the United States Supreme Court. Although the challenge failed, the seeds of change were planted. As you can see, Lawrence Lessig founded Creative Commons in January of 2001. Along the journey to fruition were seedlings like the Berkman Center for Internet and Society, providing constant support to keep the Creative Commons viable, along with experts, and then a series of licenses being offered by Creative Commons allowed for the fruition of the Creative Commons that we know today. So the Commons sprouted under the direction of Lessig. Creative Commons today is a budding global concern and has a global reach with a complete commitment to open sharing and to ease the collective struggles of creators. A real push from all rights reserved to some rights reserved. As you can see here, what was the yield of the Creative Commons? Well, 1.6 billion works and growing, artistic works, educational works, platforms like Khan Academy, communication platforms like Slack, and even news sources and educational publications. I love the resources from GLAM, the group for galleries, libraries, archives, and museums. Dozens of organizations have embraced the commons. So, how does this all work? Well, Creative Commons offers a series of licenses, all of which provide attribution to a creator to enable them to easily provide certain rights for their works. The 5 R's come up at this point: to retain the right to make, own, and control copies of the content; to reuse the right to use the content in a wide range of ways, like for in a class or a study group or a website or a video; to revise the right to adapt, to adjust, to modify, to alter the content, translate the content into another language, for example; remix, the right to combine the original and revised content with other open content to create a new creation, something new, to incorporate content in a mashup format; to redistribute, the right to share copies of the original content, any revisions, any remixes, and give a copy of the content to a friend. CC uses a variety of easily understood icons to designate an artist's preferences with regard to their creative endeavors. Creative Commons inspires many to be a part of the continued growth. So as you can see, all of these licenses contain the small person icon, which again requires an attribution to the creator. And then, as you can see, some of them include the use as non-commercial only and so forth. So there are a lot of different Creative Commons licenses, all again to help creators to provide opportunities to license their work in a way that they see is important to them. Now, in the Creative Commons community, how can we contribute to the continued blossoming of this movement? Well, you can support the Commons with a donation. You could join a discussion list to encourage the exchange of ideas. You could get a certification through Creative Commons for an educator or a librarian, and you can license your work in Creative Commons like I intend to do. For more information on this presentation, see these slides. I got a lot of the information from Creative Commons itself, but then there were other opportunities for me to look and draw information from other open sources. I thank you. See you around the Commons.